think I'm also really excited to race in some bigger races. Montana doesn't have very many big races.
Sure.
And in the ACC, I'll get to race a lot of people in some very big races, and I'm excited to see how I can compete.
Well, Sage, congratulations on all your success. Thanks so much for making some time with us, and we wish you all the best of luck in all your future endeavors. We have a lot to be proud of, and thanks so much for joining us here on our Senior Spotlight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sage Brooks, our latest Senior Spotlight subject. Man, there's a lot of great athletes around the city of Missoula and around the state of Montana, including this young lady. Proud to have her here in studio. More with Justin Angle, more on the Olympics, and all of the other things we love to talk about. The overlay between business and sports will take you home here on a Tuesday. Keep it right here at 102.9 ESPN Missoula. Buying or selling a home can be an intimidating task. Brent Wahlberg and the Wahlberg team of Windermere Real Estate are here to make you feel comfortable no matter where you're at in the process. The official realtors of Grizzly Athletics have more than 4 decades of experience in Western Montana. Brent and his team can not only find you your perfect home or buyer, but they can also teach you about the great city of Missoula and its tradition-laden sports teams. The Wahlberg team works as a family to help fulfill your real estate needs all over Western Montana. If you need help with residential, land, investment, or commercial, give Brent Wahlberg and the Wahlberg team a call today.
Are you ready to step up your hair game but just not sure where to go? Compass Barbershop is for you. A retro barbershop and salon for men and women. From precision cuts and shaves to facial waxing, Compass Barbershop has it all, including convenient online booking. You can schedule your appointment at compassbarber.com or just stop by any day of the week. You can also find Compass Barbershop on Instagram and Facebook. Find your way to Compass Barbershop. Open for business 7 days a week on the hip strip at the corner of modern and retro.
Blaine McElmurray knows what you can achieve through hard work as an athlete from a small town in Montana. The Troy native rose up to become an All-American safety for the Grizzlies on UM's 95 National Championship team before spending time playing in the NFL. McElmurray has also used those values in his work at McElmurray Homes. Since 2003, McElmurray Homes has helped contract and subcontract some of the Garden City's finest houses. McElmurray Homes is committed to offering quality custom service, quality products, and the best prices throughout any project. And McElmurray Homes is also a proud supporter of high school athletes around the state of Montana.
Farmer State Bank's newest full-service location is now Helena's favorite place to gather. Banking, baristas, and craft beer all under one roof. Farmer State Bank's experienced staff handles your financial needs. Then join friends at 1889 Coffee House or Headwaters Craft House. There's family-friendly seating, free Wi-Fi, and more. Farmer State Bank, 2125 Last Chance Gulch, Helena, your Montana bank since 1907. Member FDIC.
Like most Montanans, we love a good steak. And because we're the Montana Club, we take the steaks we serve very seriously. We're confident to say that our custom grilled steaks are as good a steak as you're going to get. Now we're proud to add regionally sourced, naturally raised Castle Rock bison ribeye to our selection. And remember, the Montana Club steak entrees include the sides. Come into the Montana Club today for an unrivaled steak experience. The Montana Club on Brooks and North Reserve, Missoula.
When you're looking for something fresh to cool you off and fill you up, try a real fruit smoothie from Florence Coffee Company. We use no artificial colors or flavors in our delicious strawberry, mango, peach, wild berry, and banana smoothies. When you're craving something fresh and satisfying, try a fruit smoothie from any of our Floco locations or go to FlorenceCoffeeCo.com.
The best flavor under the big sky, Florence Coffee Company.
Nuanez now on ESPN Radio.
Little Weezer coming back here for you on a Tuesday. Welcome back. Nuanez now, 102.9 ESPN Missoula, SWX Montana Television. Betcha you would never thought you'd be so interested in a show all about cross-country running and beer at football games. But it's been a great one. We talked about all the academy and the overlay of business and sports. Justin Angle joining me, Colter Nuanez, in studio for the duration, stem to stern. This has been fun. I was happy to have him on board. We've talked everything from Olympics, broadcasting challenges, advertisers, and everything in between. the validity or lack thereof, and challenges of beer being served at football games around the state of Montana. Heard from Angela Brittigum from Girls Run Missoula, an outstanding organization here in the Garden City, getting girls involved in running between the ages of 8 and 11. That was part of our Pepsi U Sports segment. Had our weekly Treasure State Stars highlighting some of the best from across the state of Montana, and then an outstanding interview. I'm so impressed with all of these high school and now, I guess, moving into collegiate freshmen. But that was our 9th Senior Spotlight interview of this summer. And I just can't tell you how impressed I am. These kids are so good. They're so articulate. They show up on time. They're so polite. I'm blown away by the lack of irreverence and the accentuation of intellectuality against our young people in this community. It's and across the state of Montana, too. Tease for later on this week, Danny Barsh, who was the Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year from Helena Capital, and incoming Lady Grizz freshman basketball player. She'll join us on Thursday. We didn't have a Senior Spotlight 2 weeks ago because I was on vacation, so we're doing 2 this week. So Danny Barsh will join us here on Thursday. If you want to find anything, though, in this show, you can find it on the podcast. Available on all your podcast hosting platforms. Nuanez will get you there. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Podcast proudly presented by Blackfoot Communications, the Wingate by Wyndham Hotel, and Sportsbet Montana. Speaking of podcasts, we talked about your podcast, Fireline, Justin, at the beginning of the show, and that's an interesting and pertinent one given the state of wildfires in the state of Montana right now. But you're most famous because of your New Angle podcast.
Famous, yeah, right.
Well, it's a well-listened-to deal, though, man, and people around the community love this thing. So tell us what's going on at New Angle. What's coming up next?
Gosh, well, the exciting thing for the show this summer is that we moved over to Montana Public Radio. So we're filling the Thursday evening 7:30 spot and Sunday morning at 5 a.m. spot. So that's sort of a nice step to kind of get exposed to a broader audience, to cover statewide topics. Coming up in the next few weeks, next week we've got Deirdre Wallenick, and folks might not understand or recognize that name. She is Alex Honnold's mom.
Okay.
So free solo climber,
yep.
The guy that scaled El Capitan. Well, his mom has an interesting story. And
I'm sure she was freaking out the whole time her son was doing this.
Actually not.
Wow,
She's,
okay.
I don't know if she's totally at peace with the free soloing, but she is a fantastically interesting woman. She's climbed El Cap herself with Alex. She's a writer. She is a musician. She's led a really interesting life. So it was great to talk with her. She's got a great book out as well called The Sharp End of Life. The following week, we have Bob Rowe, who's the CEO of Northwestern Energy. Energy infrastructure is a big deal. If you think what happened,
especially in the West.
Yeah, and look at what happened in Texas in February. We talked to Bob about, could that happen here? What does our system look like? Where are its weaknesses and strengths and vulnerabilities, and where should we be thinking about investing? Following week, we've got Kimmy Barrett, who's a researcher at Headwaters Economics. She does a lot of work on wildfire risk in communities. She was a guest on Fireline, and I just enjoyed learning from her so much that we invited her on to a New Angle. So that gives you a sense for the range of guests we could have on the show. It could be, it's basically anybody I think you can learn from. Mm-hmm. And, we try to bring you something different every week.
Cool people doing cool things. I love the slogan. It's a great listen. Go subscribe to a New Angle podcast with Justin Angle. And you can always catch Justin here every other Tuesday as well as part of a business angle, which is presented proudly by Blackfoot Communications. I want to circle back to the Olympics, Justin, because we talked about some of the broadcasting challenges, but I want to know what this means from a economic standpoint, particularly when it comes to advertising, because the diversity of the way that this has been presented has been at the same time cool and also frustrating, and it doesn't seem like there's much continuity to it, I guess, for lack of a better word. I think it's very cool that on my little Apple TV I can go on demand watch individual track events. That's very cool. I can't remember being able to do that before. But also Some of them don't have any commentary. There's no commercials involved, so it seems like the monetization of this is fleeting at best. So just give us the rundown on the economy of all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the traditional advertising model for the Olympics is probably, dying a slow and probably accelerated death by these Olympics. There's excess inventory, meaning ad space. There is, and advertisers aren't happy with the ratings. The ratings are down stuff like 60, 70% from previous Olympics.
Do you think that because of all the spoiler alerts?
I don't know if it's the spoiler alerts or...
Part of it, I don't want to beat this dead horse anymore because we've already talked about it so much, but part of it's because of Simone Biles.
I think so.
Because Biles would have been the athlete that people are tuning in for.
Right, but the Olympics is a lot more than just one athlete. I agree the Biles effect is probably significant, but I don't think it can account for all of that ratings loss. But back to the advertising point, I mean, what we're seeing with this sort of proliferation and fragmentation of all these places where people can access the content. Right now, you've got confused customers. Generally, confused customers don't buy. Right, you want to make it easy for the customer to find and access your product. That's sort of marketing 101. But if you think about advertising opportunities, right now advertisers are going to figure out more about viewers. Right, you mentioned your Apple TV on your phone. If you're hitting it with a mobile device, they know who you are, where you are. Right. They know a lot more about you than if you're accessing it through cable television. And once they know more about you, they can be more efficient with serving you an ad that is more influential and more tailored to your wants and needs in that moment. So that could lead to maybe a better viewing experience in the sense that you're seeing ads that are more customized to you, and a lot of people sort of like that. At the same time, if it gets too close to your wants and needs in the moment, you might feel like you're being surveilled, which you are.
You are, indeed.
So I think it's got, it's not necessarily all bad for advertising. It's not necessarily all good. We're sort of in this shakeout period as we transition to, what the future of viewing and consuming the Olympics is going to be. It's unclear yet. We've got another Olympics in 7 months, which will be an interesting test case as we go to the Winter Olympics in Beijing. How do people learn from this Olympics? What does the world look like in 7 months? I mean, who the heck knows? So we'll see if advertisers change where they're making investments.
Always fascinating. We could talk about this stuff forever, and we will continue to talk about it extensively. Justin Angle, a New Angle podcast, Fireline podcast, professor of business at the University of Montana, and my partner on the business angle, overlay between business and sports. Pleasure having you on, my man. Thanks so much for being in here. This was fun.
Yeah, it's fun to see where the magic happens, man. You got a nice setup. Nice job. Thank you.
We have a lot of crossover supporters around here, so I know you wanted to talk just a little bit about some of the people that are supporting your podcast, specifically Fireline, Berkshire Hathaway Properties of Montana, which is a great sponsor of this show as well. Blackfoot Communications, one of our elite partners, First Security Bank, UMCOB, and MTPR, the Trailhead, and United Way of Montana County, all great supporters of a lot of different things around this community. So thank you to all of them as well. We'll be back in the saddle here on Nuanez now, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Flip it over to the new show here in about 5 minutes, 103.3 The Trail. Tommy's got a whole bunch of great new music for you from 6 to 7 every Tuesday on the Trail. Sean Rainey, SWX Montana Television, is going to be in studio with me. He's burning on a lot because he's always burning on a lot. So we'll have a lot to get to tomorrow, including Craig Haley, Stats Perform, the veteran member of the FCS National Media Crew. He's been covering the FCS at large for longer than anybody in the country. So he will join us to break down preseason All-American teams, preseason polls, and everything in between. Another public service announcement. I'm out to Bozeman on Thursday. We will have a Nuanez now, though. I'm just going to do it from Media Day at Montana State. So Bobcats get camp kicked off officially on Saturday, the first camp under new head coach Brent Vigen. And the Grizzlies still waiting to hear back when they kick off camp because it's going to be sometime this week as well. So football officially back and underway. The Big Sky Conference season for both Montana State coming at you hot there. Openers September 4th. So less than a month away as of tomorrow, but we'll be in Bozeman on Thursday broadcasting for Media Day. So that would be exciting as well. Good guests coming. Stay tuned on to who, but we'll let you know a little later on in the week. Thanks so much for kicking it with us here on a Tuesday. I'm Colter Nuanez. Nuanez now. Are you hungry? I'm always hungry. So So then it should be no surprise that each and every day on my daily radio show, Nuanez Now, we're giving away great things for you to eat. Whether it's sandwiches from Taglieri Deli, wings from the Desperado Sports Tavern and Grill, Seattle-style teriyaki from Dobies, or the Iron Grizz Boil from the Iron Grizz American Bistro, tune into Nuanez Now from 4 to 6 p.m. every single day on 102.9 ESPN Missoula for your chance to fill your belly.
Garden City Paint and Glass is proud to offer a huge variety of high-quality paints and stains at affordable prices, like C2 Paints, Dunn & Edwards, and Prolux Seacon Paints. These brands offer you great quality and great prices. The trained staff at Garden City Paint and Glass will help you with the right colors and tools to get your project right. Visit GardenCityPaintandGlass.com for more information or give them a call at 549-0608. Garden City Paint and Glass, locally owned and serving Montana for over 30 years.
Do you want to take your golf game to the next level? To be the best you can be on the links, knowing the course is essential. At Canyon River Golf Course, they have a brand new fleet of golf carts complete with the Shark Experience, a state-of-the-art GPS system that offers precise distance-to-pin measurements, hole flyovers, pro tips, and more. In addition, music and entertainment choices provide any golfer with all you need to thrive at Canyon River. Located in East Missoula, Canyon River offers a championship golf experience set on a beautiful, immaculately curated course. For more information, visit CanyonRiverGolfClub.com today.
The world of real estate is always evolving. That's more true now than ever. If you are a longtime Missoulian that is looking to upgrade or downsize, it might be the best time yet to sell. If you're in the position to buy something new, today might be the best time to buy. And no matter what questions you have when it comes to residential or commercial real estate, Mike Nugent and the professionals at Berkshire Hathaway in Missoula have your answers. To find out what Mike can do for you, give him a call today, 531-1802. And remember, is good to ask.
Well, back to normal, I guess. Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that at Selway Armory, the team of firearms experts continue to take great pride in offering the best customer service, the best prices, and the best selection of guns in Montana. Yep, things really do stay the same at Selway Armory. If you're frustrated and can't find the gun or certain ammo you'd like, well, swing by Selway, or you can visit them online at selwayarmory.com. They've got the most extensive inventory you'll find anywhere in Montana or the surrounding region. 2825 Stockyard Road, Unit E6 in Missoula.
The Missoula Education Foundation is hosting the second annual Scramble for Students Friday, September 17th at the Missoula Country Club. Since 2007, the Missoula Education Foundation has supported Missoula County Public Schools through grants and scholarships to enhance learning and creativity in the classroom. Registration is now open. Teams of 4 will receive a golf cart, lunch, cocktails, raffles, a swag bag, and a fun after party. To register for the Missoula Education Foundation Scramble for Students, please visit MissoulaEdFoundation.org.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula.
Track north of $200 million. Curry's extension guarantees him $261 million over the next 5 NBA seasons. That from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, who also reports DeMar DeRozan on his way to Chicago and a sign and trade with San Antonio. DeRozan will sign a 3-year extension worth $85 million with the Bulls. Carmelo Anthony and the Lakers agreeing on a 1-year deal. Lakers also signed free agents Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk. Those Lakers signings also from Adrian Wojnarowski. 49ers general manager John Lynch on the Adam Schefter podcast, touching on how quarterback Trey Lance has looked so far in camp.
He's looked tremendous. He really has. I think what's been most impressive about Trey, everyone wants to talk about physical traits, but the way he approaches his job, he's a pro in its truest sense. During these 40 days, they're always a test. There's 40 days that we're away from our players. I will tell you, like on the way to Canton, those players are players that understand what you do on the time away.
49ers GM John Lynch on the Adam Schefter podcast, which is available on the ESPN app. 49ers first preseason game, August 14th against the Kansas City Chiefs. Baseball, Rays at home against the Mariners, tied at 1. Yankees now in the Bronx up 4-0 on the Orioles. Yankees announcing earlier today pitcher Jordan